Alright, hi guys, welcome to just a quick review, just a quick demonstration of the 737 Ultimate Beta that was just released today. There's been a lot of anticipation behind this one, a lot of misinformed opinions, and just a lot of uh, reckless or endless banter about exactly what the project is about. But hopefully this is just a quick video for you just to get a little bit more informed, I guess, about what the project is all about and what it's actually trying to accomplish. Because I believe that a lot of it is just some people just have incorrect assumptions about what the 737 Ultimate is all about. So we're currently here in the 737 Ultimate. It's the 900ER version, and this is the version that has been included in the beta release, candidate 8. So it's a 900ER. I have it painted in the Delta colors. And the first thing you will realize off the bat, whenever you pull this model up, when compared to the default 737-800 that ships with X-Plane, is the fact that it has a lot more features modeled. Let's start with some of the more glaringly obvious features. Starting here, we have two of the Wi-Fi signal, or the Wi-Fi antennae on the Boeing 737 next generation models. These are company options, so an airliner can choose to install these on their 737. I think that's pretty cool. The Ultimate gives us the ability to put these on top of our 737 next generation, and I think that's a really nice touch. So this is a cosmetic feature, obviously. If we look on the fuselage itself, you might be surprised to also find, and this was a big thing for me. When I first got X-Plane 11, when I was looking at the 737 800 that ships with X-Plane 11, I was sort of disappointed, not really disappointed honestly. I was really appreciative of the fact that we even had a 737 in there, but I was sort of wanting just a little bit more when it comes to stuff like the windows. So the cabin is now completely see-through. You can see through the cabin through the windows and see the chairs, etc. inside of the aircraft, and I think that's a really nice addition to this model, and it helps boost immersion. So those are some of the more glaringly obvious additions to this aircraft. The 900ER is obviously it's stretched, and it has that extended range. It's a stretched version of the 800 NG. So the 900ER is just a stretched version, and so I guess those are some of the more cosmetic features that I can see right off the bat when it comes to this modification. So obviously you don't get that in the default 737, and you don't get it in any other mod also. So now we're back into the virtual cockpit. The first thing you probably realize is modification to the default textures. I think that this is a really cool modification. I actually did a lot of these modifications, but I'm not sure how much remains in the final build. But a lot of this detail work on the glare shield and just down here, and some of the texture refining, the text refining, I put a little bit of work into that myself, so I'm really glad to see it make its way into the 737 Ultimate. There was a bit of a there's some bit of controversy surrounding another developer, another developing group, which was known as the RG mod, that actually used some of these textures, I guess, without permission. So it's really nice to see that these were incorporated correctly, and I think that it's a welcome modification. I really do like it. I really do appreciate it and enjoy it. So apart from the textures, you'll also see something that I think is really glaringly obvious. Well, two things that's really glaringly obvious in this view is the addition of this right here, which is a heads-up display, and then down right here we have the addition of this tablet. Um, some people are gonna call it the iPad. So I think that that's pretty cool that they've included the heads-up display and the tablet. I should go ahead and preface and say that a lot of these things are still being developed and they're still being worked on as we speak. And so I really think it's unfair for me to judge the final the quality of them right now, because a lot of them are being improved on and worked on um, as we speak. So it's not a finished model and it's not supposed to be representative of the finished model, but you know, we'll just use what we have on hand and see how far we can get here. So this is the virtual cockpit. Right here we have something that sticks out to most people who spend a lot of time with the NG is the emittance of the retractable landing lights. And also if we go onto the external model, they're still here. Let's see what happens when we turn these on whenever we have battery power and ground power connected to the aircraft. In the meantime, however, there is an interesting option being added to a lot of the 737 next generation models, which offers LED lighting. So opposed to the regular lamps or traditional lamps on the landing lights, you have these high intensity LED landing lights, and I think that's pretty cool, and this might have something to do with this. So let's go ahead and just play around just a little bit here and see what else we can find. In the lower left hand corner there is a nice little icon here that says 73U, and you go ahead and click on that. It gives you a plethora of options to choose from, which I imagine sometime is going to be ported to the iPad right here. But for the time being it's here, and I'm completely fine with that, honestly. Some of the features are not finished yet, and some of them I guess aren't available for particular models, but some of them I don't think they're finished yet in the beta phase. Again, that's completely fine. It is a beta. So here's just a couple. They have them sectionized by flight plan, ground operations, aircraft features. Checklist is functional. Weight and balance is not functional, but I'm pretty sure that Zibo has included a weight and balance functionality in the FMC, so I'll see how that plays across in the near future. The weather here is not operational yet. We can go ahead and hit on charts, and then you can save them by image. I'm pretty sure there's a directory inside of the 737 installation folder that you can save your PNGs to and then open them via this interface. There's a ground handling window, pushback window hasn't been finished yet, but the door operation has. Cargo services has not been finished yet. Some variants and Wi-Fi services, audio options, cabin lighting. So these are all the features here that are currently included in the tablet. So again, if we looked at the default 737 that ships with X-Plane, it's going to become quickly obvious to you that you can't open the cabin doors because there was no cabin. Actually, if you were to find yourself if you were to move the camera into such a perspective where the camera is inside the aircraft, you'd be seeing nothing, because it was just an empty tube and nothing was modeled inside of it. What the Ultimate 737 team has done is went ahead and they first of all they modeled a cabin for us, and then with that the 3D interior allowed us to get some doors operational on here. And so they have a nice ground operation window, and we can go ahead and open doors, select doors here on the aircraft itself. So I just opened the forward left boarding door. We can open the cargo doors, so that's the forward right cargo door and then the aft cargo door here on the 737-900ER. And I think that is pretty cool. It seems pretty small, honestly, but it's one of the biggest features when it comes to like immersion. So I think that's really cool. We can go ahead and connect the GPU, and they have modeled that GPU which connects right here to the aircraft. So we do have ground power, and you can see that light illuminating now. On the Zibo, it was triggered by having the parking brake set, and then that's how you get ground power available. Now we have a three-dimensional depiction of the ground power unit being connected to the aircraft. Deploy cones are some safety cones that get deployed around the aircraft. Honestly, I don't really see these being used a lot in America. But I know in other countries this is a really big thing, especially for countries where you'd have one of those boarding stairways loaded up to the aircraft instead of the jetway. Passengers are told to walk around the cones and avoid entering into the areas protected by the cones. I think that's a really cool option there, should you need it. We also have a tail stand that we can deploy, and this is especially crucial for the longer models of the 737. We know how pivots work, and if the center of gravity is here and then you can apply a force all the way to the aft of the aircraft, you can imagine that the moment of that force would be a lot greater due to the increased length of the aircraft. And so because of this, Boeing has designed a tail stand that could be used to prevent the aircraft from tipping over. And there are actually a couple videos online of other Boeing models, like I think I saw a video of a 747 tipping over and just resting on the tail cone, which is it's cool, but I'm pretty sure that someone got in trouble that day, so we can go ahead and remove that for the time being. We can call up some baggage carts as well. These are generic baggage carts. They look really nice as well, and they just complement the model. Some of these will be redundant if you do have software such as let's see, Jar Design's ground handling feature. I do have that, so I'll try to incorporate this that is included in the Ultimate and some of Jar's stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Luggage loaders as well are included, so they're static again, which is completely fine, but they're static and they do exactly what they say they do. You can have also some catering options by the two catering trucks that can load up on the right side of the aircraft, and we could open these doors as well. So I'll go ahead and close that back, and then close back the forward one as well, and then I'll remove the catering trucks. So I think that's pretty cool. When it comes to the ground handling, honestly, I think this is one of the best add-ons that we can have right now, and especially because it's completely free. People have been saying, oh, you know, it's not all that, blah blah blah. It's a completely free add-on, and you're getting payware quality and better than payware quality for completely free. So I think that's more than welcome to me, but to each their own, I guess. So I'll go ahead and close back up those doors, and let's hop back up into the cabin if we can. And something that's pretty cool, we can now open this the cockpit door can now be opened, which is pretty cool, I believe. We can explore the cabin in its high detail. So I do believe that one of the Zibo modifications allowed us to have a three-dimensional cabin in the aircraft, but it was never to this detail, and a lot of the modifications that you would have to do were just baked in textures when it came to lighting, etc. This aircraft has built-in lighting control, etc. for the sky interior. I absolutely love that. So we will go ahead and head back up to the cockpit one more time, and if I may, I'll just close that door. And what we can go ahead and do is just provide some power to the aircraft. This is the first time I'm starting her up, so the sounds here are being provided by the audio board modification. So you can see that it's the combination of a lot of different projects coming together, and that shows the strength and the resilience, perseverance of the X-Plane community. Everyone comes together and they put the best of what they have to offer into a single thing, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things of this whole project from Zibo up until now, when we have the ultimate mod. So what I'll go ahead and do is just power up the aircraft. We got direct current going. We'll get the ground power on, and let's just at least get her to a usable state. Not even usable, actually. I just want to get power to the aircraft. So we did have, let's see, we did want to look a little bit into the landing lights. So I'll go, you never really want to do this, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway. I'll turn all the lights on. Anti-collision, wing.
Flight attendants, protect that, please.
We can leave the wheel well lights off. I'll turn the runway turn off lights on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
So those taxi lights, so the runway turn off lights are these lights right here. They project at an angle outwards. So they project at an angle outwards from the housing right here where the landing lights are included. And you can see so they've went as far as to, I didn't even know this, but they've went as far as to model the light emitting diodes that classify them as LEDs. I think that's pretty cool. It's not just a lamp anymore, but these are all individual LEDs in there, and I think that's really cool, a really good attention to detail that is being provided here by the Ultimate 737 team. Let's go ahead and turn the landing lights on. So these should extend the never mind. Okay. So the retractable, I'll have to do some reading about this. I guess the retractable landing lights are just not used in the LED models. But admittedly, I haven't read too much about this, the newer 737 or next generation models. But no, you can see the full intensity of the landing lights here on the wings. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights off. So yes, I just wanted to make a quick video. I'm pretty sure I'm missing so much stuff. Honestly, I probably missed most of the stuff. But we can bring the HUD down, I assume. And we can flip it down. It is flippable. So yeah, we can. I think I'll go ahead and call it a wrap there. Just because I just wanted to keep this as a first impression, but my first impression is very positive. I think that a lot of work went into this model, and I think that the team did a really good job. And so with that being said, I just want to talk on just clarify some stuff when it comes to any misconceptions about the mod. So it is not meant as to be a replacement to the Zibo modification. What this does and what the Zibo modification does is completely different. So much so that the developer, the 737 Ultimate developers, have included the Zibo mod. Currently, look at this, Zibo mod version 3.26. in their package, as well as the audio bird sound modification in their package. And so it's not meant to replace the zebra modification at all under any means. So that's one thing that I really would like to clear up. Something else that people draw a parallel between is between this and the RG mod. I'm not sure if that team is still functional, the RG mod team. I'm not sure if they're still functional. But a lot of the stuff that the RG mod team did was also cosmetic, so there was just a bit of overlap. They had the new winglet designs, the split scimitars, or however you pronounce them, winglets. And I think they did some modifications to the engines themselves. Honestly, I'm not sure, and I think they also did the Wi-Fi antennae. Honestly, not entirely sure. I never used that mod, and so I can't really give too much insight onto that one. But the extent of what the Ultimate team has done greatly outweighs the contribution of any other group who sought to do the same thing. Texturing, they actually approached the person the person responsible for texturing to help them use their work, and I think that was really cool, instead of just using it instead of just stealing it. So I think that was pretty cool to do that. But yeah, it's not meant to be a replacement to the Zebo mod or anything of that matter. It's simply meant to enhance the overall experience of the default 737 by providing some new functionality and cosmetic updates as well. And so I'm probably missing a lot of stuff, and that's completely fine. This is still just a beta, so I don't want to do too much deep digging, because obviously you'll find something if you're looking hard enough for it in the beta stage. So I'll go ahead and just start wrapping things up in just a moment. It does look really nice in the sunlight. Let's see. I'll have to do some reading on how we change some of these colors, but you can see some of the color hues changing as we select their different colors. Change the intensity of the light. I think which is pretty cool. You can choose between ceiling LEDs and the side wash LEDs. The entry area, we can choose some different options. You can do different presets, it looks like. So yeah, I do believe that that's really, really cool. I guess I don't really have much time. I am still in school, so I can't really spend too much time on here. But this was just intended to be a quick review. I missed a lot of stuff, probably messed some stuff up, so please, if you did notice that I make a glaring mistake, please correct me, so I don't spread misinformation and be just like everyone else. So yes, this is the 737 Ultimate, long awaited, and so yeah. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and call it quits, and I'll go ahead and end the video. Just a very crude video that I'll get uploaded sometime soon and have you guys enjoy it. But thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a good day.